Hour number 2, Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game here on this Tuesday. We're live today at Tennessee Brewworks, having a blast as usual, and excited about our next 2 guests that we have on the program. And, I guess Coach Fisher knew that going up against us in a handicap match, he needed to find a tag team partner.
That's right.
And he has done just that. We say hello to the coach, Jeff Fisher, of course, the president and partner with the Nashville Kats and the commissioner of AF1. Coach, how you doing?
I'm doing great this afternoon. How are you guys doing?
We're fantastic. I know you got to be excited. We've teased this a little bit, but now that it's official, you know your tag team partner, Jeff Jarrett, is from the world of professional wrestling. So we have to do this right. Dr. Crane, if you please. You guys announced yesterday that Jeff Jarrett has joined the Nashville Kats officially as a managing partner and co-owner for the Kats. And Double J will bring you in now. Congratulations. I know this has been in the works for a while, but how cool is it to work with Coach Fisher and the Kats on all of this?
Oh, Chase and Big Joe, a new Double J is hitting Middle Tennessee, and we are going to be kicking things off literally up at Clarksville F&M Bank Arena just a few weeks away, a little over a month, April 17th, I believe that's the date. I am super fired up, but I will say this. I've said it in private. I've said it in a few meetings, and Chase and Big Joe, you probably can relate to this. I got to pinch myself, is the kid from Hendersonville, Tennessee, who's just been an old wrestler all these years, really tag teaming up with Coach Fisher? And the answer is yes. I could not be more excited. Incredibly honored, humbled, but, man, I'm excited. AF1 is right up my alley.
And we're excited too. Coach Fisher, I know you guys have had a lot of conversations on this, but how thrilled are you to have Jeff on board?
Well, I'm so excited. I'm giving you guys credit because, obviously I knew a lot about Jeff's career and what he'd done from a promotion standpoint and the whole thing. And he even grabbed a couple of our players and put them out there when we didn't know about it way back when. And so I'm totally familiar with what Jeff was doing, but I give you guys credit because I think he followed me on the air.
He did.
Remember that? And I was like, oh my gosh, that's Jeff Jarrett. And you just went up there. You guys just took off and ran with it. And we had just finished up talking about something. I forget what it was, but I went, oh my gosh. And then we stayed around. We met for the first time in person in a long time. And then, here we are. And so we'll give you guys credit, but not too much. But to echo what Jeff is saying, I mean, this thing is just taken off. We spent a lot of time together. He's got his vision and his experience is just what we need. You guys know what indoor football is all about. I mean, it's different. It's entertainment. It's fast. It's going. And, that's why I got into it. And to think that now we're going to be able to really fine-tune this thing is really exciting what we got going. So, yes, we got it going, baby.
And we're excited about it, too. Hey, look, I'll say this. Anyone that has the guts to put a Frank Wycheck jersey on in Buffalo, New York, days after the Music City Miracle and walk out on Monday Nitro, I think is the perfect tag team partner for you, Coach.
Thank you. I wouldn't have done it. Yeah. Now, what I did that was what, within a week after or something like that, right at the end of the season. I went out there. You guys remember what I did when we went back there? We opened there after the Music City Miracle, and I introduced Frank and Lorenzo and Kevin Dice and the guys on the home run throwback team in their stadium, and it wasn't real pretty. There's a lot of they have it. Even the kids up there have a tendency to stick their middle fingers in the air, kind of thing. So, here we go.
Oh, that is fantastic.
Jeff Jarrett, let me ask you this, Jeff. You get asked to do a lot of things, I'm sure. Why was this partnership with the Kats perfect?
You know what? A lot of things that goes into it. I'm not just saying this because he's on the phone. In Middle Tennessee, when Coach Fisher calls, it candidly, Joe, you know me, it got my attention immediately. And then when I really dug into it and looked at everything from a perspective, everyone loves an American football. Let's just say it right out. The NFL, and then there's others. And that includes everything when I'm talking about TV ratings and digital footprint, American football. But when you amp up a season that goes from April to July in an arena, lots of action, pardon the pun, but it's totally nonstop action. The uniqueness of it, this is a new league, arena football. The Cats have been around a long time. AF1 is we're in our infancy stages. So when you kind of combine all the different elements, if you will, of everything that goes with it, and then F&M Bank Arena, I'm very familiar with that kind of in my wrestling days. It's the perfect place. I can't not say that enough on every interview I do. It's going to be literally the best vibe, the best energy, the best environment for this. And so, Joe, when I was asked, I just kind of looked at all things that went together, and I looked at myself and I said, okay, this is, we have 7 home games. I don't have anything to do yet with anything that goes on the field. Just kidding. I'm going to leave that up to the professionals. But, everything outside the field, the entertainment, the marketing, the social, the digital footprint, it's going to be a work in progress. So that's what I'm here to do, create excitement. We got great partners up at F&M Bank Arena. And so our 7 home games, my goal is to rock that house, have it completely full every game. I know we're well on our way. Season tickets, they've really exploded and taken off. And our single game tickets are now on sale. NashvilleKats.com. To Ticketmaster, go to F&M Bank Arena. You can get your tickets. But Joe, I was super excited about the opportunity. Y'all kind of had a little fun with it. I cannot believe that, we talked about Wycheck and Fred Miller and everybody kind of coming over. I know Floyd Reese wasn't a real big fan of mine back in the day. And the Music City Miracle had a lot of fun with that. But you're also leaving out maybe my highest risk escapade as it goes. The signing of Pac-Man Jones. I was Mr. Underwood wasn't a real big fan of mine during that, but that's all water under the bridge. Me and Coach are on the same page, definitely on the same team, and looking forward to the season.
And Coach Fisher, let me ask you this. Jeff is saying everything that you preached to Chase and I last summer about letting people know about the excitement, letting people know how good the league is, letting people know everything that's involved. And now Jeff just said that very eloquently, what you've been preaching for a year, Coach, about how strong AF1 is.
Well, you guys, thankfully, we had you guys at the last 2 games up there, and you guys got a chance to just kind of feel it. And the final game of the season was up there, and then we had no idea things were going to fall the way they did. And then we ended up having the very next weekend, the first playoff game there, and you guys were a big part of it. You saw that, and just to echo what Jeff said, that experience that you had that last 2 games is not even going to compare to what we got ahead starting on the 17th of April.
Jeff Fisher and Jeff Jarrett are with us here on the Chase and Big Joe show. Double J, how can arena football, and you've kind of alluded to this a little bit, but arena football in an intimate venue like up in Clarksville, what are kind of some of the comparisons with pro wrestling and adding that entertainment value while also there's a football game going on?
At the end of the day, when you understand, and I'm still, again, new to the game, but there's we kind of got this saying that, when I looked at highlight reels and everything, the ball, in wrestling, it never stops. From the very first time things kick off, pardon the pun, but, when a wrestling show kicks off, it's a roller coaster of a ride through the entire 2.5, 3 hours. Same with arena football because, at the end of the day, the kickoffs, and when I saw kind of how that goes, that you can score literally on the kickoff. It can come off the net, and it's a live ball. You throw in NFL, the quarterback always scrambles in the back, and, he makes a smart play, and he throws it away. Well, when we throw a ball up into the stands, guess what? It's fan interaction. That fan can, he can't go score, but he can certainly hang on to that ball. And we've got a pretty cool surprise for folks in that. But the ball never dies. There's a lot of excitement that really is totally engaged. And so professional wrestling, it's very fan interactive. up at F&M Bank Arena, we're going to have, I think they're the best seats in the house on the end zone. You talk about, you're not 15 yards off or 20 yards off. You're literally essentially on the back line watching it. And so a touchdown can be scored and the player can reach over and get him some nachos all without moving. He can score and eat in the same breath. But it's pretty cool on how the fans are on top of the action, just like in wrestling. The fans are literally on top of the action as well.
I have to bring this up because literally two of our texters have asked this. Will Coach Fisher be hitting Double J over the head with a guitar at midfield in pregame?
You never know.
If we don't, only if we sell it out.
Okay. All right. Okay.
How's that?
Hey.
I'll take that. You know what? Here's what I want to do is we're going to get the fan of the week, and the fan of the week maybe gets to hit Big Joe over the head with the guitar.
Yes.
That's how we got to have some kind of combo here.
I'll sign up for that.
Whatever you need to get butts in the seats up there. You guys done a great job anyway. I'll do it. Whatever it takes. We'll be up there that Friday. So we're good to go.
Can we hit Pogue over the head with one? That could be fun. That might be fun.
Well, I've got a special electric guitar for Pogue.
Okay, there you go.
He's been hit with something in the past. I don't know if it's hard.
That is true.
He's in our
Coach,
concussion protocol.
Oh, yeah. Coach Fisher, I understand training camp opens Saturday for the Cats?
Yes, players are going to be working their way in over the next couple of days. And you got all the normal stuff. You got the physicals and, all the meet and greet and all that stuff. And then, yes, we're going to be having training camp over at Lipscomb Academy. Thankful we got a great relationship over there. As you know, Trent Dilfer has open-armed the facility for us. So we'll have a couple weeks there, and then we'll break camp, go up to Clarksville, and then just have the week to prepare. Now, we are, with the uneven number of teams in the league, there's going to be, everybody's going to play 12 games. We're going to do 12 games over 14 weeks or so. And so our season, the AF1 season, is actually kicking off on Easter weekend, or the weekend after, rather. I'm sorry, the weekend of the 10th, 11th. And so we're off. We get to watch a little bit of our opponent, the Michigan Arsenal, and then we'll be ready here. So, the coaches are fired up, short training camp, and then good roster. Darren and Clint Gum have done a great job. They have so much experience in building rosters. And, Darren, as you guys know, he's 12 wins away from becoming the all-time winningest coach in indoor football history. So we got 12 games. So we put the pressure on him. Let's just get it done during the regular season. But he's an outstanding coach, outstanding motivator, and he really knows the players, what's required from a skill set standpoint. And this is gonna. I've been talking a lot at the league level with our supervisor officials, and we're gonna have fun. We're gonna celebrate. We're gonna do things. We're gonna respect our opponent. We're gonna respect the fans and the kids in the seats, but there's going to be a lot of fun going on, and we're going to allow that because it's entertainment. And just like Jeff said, you're right there. I mean, you guys have seen it. I mean, there's spectators, our fans got their elbows on the top of the dasher boards.
Yep.
And
you got to pay attention. Because like Jeff said, the ball never dies. I mean, you've seen that. You've seen the player go up in the air, catch the ball, go over the wall and crash on a table, and the official go over there, look down, and rule it a catch. Yeah, that's how this game is. So we're excited. Training camp, here, and then before you know it, we'll be kicking it off.
Well, guys, we're very excited about it, and obviously to be with you again. And Double J, going to be fun having you involved. Coach, always a pleasure. Thanks so much for joining us today, and we can't wait for the April the 17th.
Appreciate it, guys. Looking
Thank you
forward
so
to
much,
seeing
guys.
everybody opening kickoff. Thank you, guys.
Absolutely.
And one last thing, go Preds, baby.
Go Preds.
Here we
That's
go.
right.
We need this one tonight. Let's go.
That's right. That is Coach Jeff Fisher and Wrestling Hall of Famer Double J Jeff Jarrett joining us from the Nashville Kats. And again, April 17th, you can go to NashvilleKats.com for more information on all of that. And yes, go Preds.
Yeah.
Indeed. That was fun. We're going to be talking to those guys quite a bit. We'll have more coming from Tennessee Brew Works today. Here on Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. We love Elvis. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game here on this Tuesday. Appreciate Coach Jeff Fisher and Double J Jeff Jarrett for joining us on the program, and looking forward to doing more with the Nashville Kats.
Well, it's exciting because it's fit right in between everything, right? April, May, and June, and we're honored to be a part of this journey with them. And a lot of fun. Look, like Coach Fisher said, we did the 2 games in Clarksville. It was loud. I mean, and I'm right next to you, and it was loud in that arena, and everybody's on board. So it'll be great. And that Friday the 17th will be up there. We'll be up there. So looking forward to that, and the next week as well. And I think they've done a great job getting excitement out about the Nashville Kats, how much fun it is, and that arena, with that new car smell in there, really cool.
Yeah. No, I'm excited about it, and being back on board and doing that, calling the games, the home games this year, and maybe we'll talk coach into a road trip too. Who knows?
Maybe.
We're usually pretty good about that.
Right. Hey, congratulations, Matt Insel, officially today named the new women's basketball coach at MTSU. They had a press conference this morning. So Matt Insel takes over for his father, Rick Insel, who, if you look what Rick Insel did at MTSU for women's basketball, how he elevated that program, the attendance, winning championship, the banners. I mean, Rick Insel, it's a sad but good day. I mean, we miss him. We know Coach Insel very well, but it's going to be in good hands with his son Matt, and bright days ahead. But man, what a run Rick Insel had.
I think Rick Insel should join Pogue in the booth and do color analyst for a game. I say a game because that's probably how long it would last.
Right?
Because once a coach, always a coach.
So I think I've told you, growing up, one of the greatest TV shows ever was the John Merritt show.
Yeah.
With Hope Hines. And Coach Merritt had not seen the game tape until the next morning. So he's basically was yelling at his players, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? And it was the best coaches show ever with Hope and Big John Merritt doing that. A lot of fun back in there. That's what Rick Insel would be the same way.
I've told this story, but when I was producing and Coach Brent Peterson, came off the bench, he started doing some color commentary. And one of his first games, I'm producing, and I realized very quickly that when we went to break, we needed to go to break quick because Coach was coaching. And, he'd see something on the ice and start – being very upset about it. And that was entertaining.
Oh, I'm sure. Those coaches that are unfiltered, they're the absolute best.
It's the best. So excited about that for Coach Insel to enjoy retirement and obviously cheer on his son who is taking over the program.
Yep.
Coming up next, one of our favorites, friend of the show, and we truly call this guy a friend of the show, Brian Bates, is going to join us. He's got a special coming up at Zany's at the Lab on Monday that is sold out, but does have some tickets available for the Sunday show. We'll talk to Brian and just have some laughs and some fun with him. Coming up next, we're live at Tennessee Brew Works today. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. On this Tuesday, we're live at Tennessee Brew Works. Here we go. We love Elvis. We love our next guest. He's a friend of the show, Brian Bates, the very funny Brian Bates. You've heard him on the Nate Land podcast, and he's going to be at the Lab at Zany's coming up starting on Sunday, which you can still get tickets to that show at 6:30, and then he's going to be having a special taping at the Lab on Monday. That show is sold out.
It is.
But Brian joins us now. Well, congratulations on the sellout. That's awesome.
Thank you. A lot of friends and family rallied around me to buy those tickets.
So doesn't matter.
So what? I mean, without giving everything away, what can people expect if they're going to this taping?
Well, it's a half hour, which studies have showed that people's attention span less and less. So it used to be all stand-up comics did an hour special, and some still do, but there's more and more half-hour specials. There's 15-minute specials out there, just because people often won't take the time to sit there and watch an hour special. So it's a half-hour special. It's going to be on the Nate Land Network. You guys are familiar with Nate Bargatze, of course, and Nate.
We've heard of him.
Yeah. And,
He's doing okay.
Yeah, he's doing all right. He's doing all right. So Nate has graciously agreed to film this special for me and put it out on his platform. So I'm really excited.
That's fantastic.
Does he still answer when you call, or is it now he just
Should we try?
Let's try.
Is this your first special?
Yes. Well, I've done a couple of Dry Bar comedy specials. I don't know if you're familiar with Dry Bar or not.
I am, but tell people what that is.
It's clean comedy. These are shot in Provo, Utah, and it's just all clean comedians. And those are also 20 to 30-minute specials, and some of them have really, really made comics' career. You know, they've got millions of views. Not mine, but I have done a Dry Bar comedy special, but it's been a few years, so this will be my first one other than that.
Well, that's great. Do you do anything? I know you got the cameras there. Do you alter what you do at all, or are you just it's still a stand-up?
It's still a stand-up now. Very often, stand-up comics for specials will shoot two in the same night, and then they'll edit together the best, material. I'm not doing that. We're just doing one shot. So what it is what it is. But if I were to mess up, if I were to flub, if a drink falls off a table, they'll say, "Let's just reshoot that." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's how it's different. We could be doing some retakes, which is weird for a live stand-up comedy show, but very often the crowd will get more into the second take. You know what I mean?
Sure.
They feel like they're in on something behind the scenes, so they'll get excited about it.
Have you practiced? I mean, do you?
All the time.
Okay.
I've been, I was on the road this weekend and doing 30-minute sets all weekend, and I was at Zanies last night doing a set. I'm at the Grand Ole Opry this Saturday night.
Get it.
Awesome.
And then Sunday night is my big tune-up, my dress rehearsal, if you will. So that's at the Lab at Zanies. That show still has tickets available. So that's very important, too, because that's my trial run, and I need people to come out and support me to see what works and see what I need to take out.
I'm always curious. Brian Bates is with us. When you do a recorded special, and, like we've all listened to comedy albums and watched them on, Netflix and stuff now, does it make you have to change some of your material because now it's on tape and now, people can see it or hear it over and over again? Or if the stuff really lands, you can just kind of tweak it and continue to use it?
Yeah, I think in my case it's pretty much the same all the time. I know sometimes when comics go on late night sets and things like that, if they talk about a particular brand, they may have to take that brand out and change it to a more generic name. I think Nate used to have a joke about Pep Boys.
Yeah.
And when he went on Tonight Show, they said you can't say Pep Boys and maybe change it to just something generic.
Yeah.
But for a special like this, I don't think I have anything that I'm going to have to alter.
Do you have an opening before the taping that is going to be to get the crowd warmed up?
Yeah, so
because Chase is free that night.
I am.
I do want to talk about your comedy career, but so now we've started a new podcast since I've seen you guys.
Right.
Okay.
It's now the Public Figures Podcast. Nate's no longer on, but Dusty Slay and Aaron Weber and myself, we're carrying on the torch. Basically the same as Nate Land, just a different name. But Aaron and Dusty are going to open for me that night.
Oh, and, that's awesome.
Get out. That's great. Good for you.
Yeah, so they'll get the crowd going. Hopefully not too good. You never want to follow someone under
right?
for your special.
To do that. It's funny. I use you as an example all the time to people in life because people's excuse about not changing life, I'm too old. I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
When did you start your stand-up routine? It wasn't at 19 years old. How old were you when you said, I'm going to do this?
Well, I was 35 when I first even dipped my toe in the water. I took a stand-up comedy class at age 35 and then started going to some open mics.
Was that at Zanies?
Yeah. And then I was 43 when I quit my job at News Channel 5 and went full-time.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It's great. And I love it because I'm doing this. And there was no fallback plan. Like, if I don't make it, I'm going to – you went and did it, and look at you now. I think you are a great story in this world of following your dreams.
Thank you. Now, I think I said this last time I was here. At that time, I was single, so I thought, if I fail, I'll only be hurting myself. Now I'm married with a kid, so I better just keep working.
Right.
But it all worked out, so I feel very blessed.
Oh, that's great. Then the support, from your wife, do you run your jokes past her, or how's this work?
Yeah, usually I do. She's never because I have a lot of jokes about her, and people always ask that. She has never said no to a joke about her. If she has, it's not because she's offended. She just thinks it may not work for another reason, and she's usually right. Like, it'll either come off as too mean or just something's not right there. So she's given me feedback. Like, I don't know if I would say it like that, but she's never said, don't tell that. That's too mean.
You have one of your clips that went viral. It's got millions of views. You did an act at, was it at Zany's, but was it a black crowd that night?
Yes.
I'm telling you, it's one of the funniest things I've ever seen. And they loved you. You loved them. How did that all come about?
So I think I know which one you're talking about. The one at the lab at Zany's?
It might have been before the lab.
Okay, because I have two versions out there.
I think it's the first one.
The first one, okay. That was a few years ago. That was T.C. Cope, who's a very funny Nashville stand-up comic. He put on a monthly show, I think, at Zany's, and he invited me to be on as the token white guy.
Yeah, right.
And I really played it up and played to the crowd, and I come out like nervous, like I didn't even realize I was going to be the only white guy in the room, and I really played into it, and then just had some jokes that went at them, so to speak.
It was great. The only bad part is everybody's laughing so loud.
Yeah,
it's hard to hear you, and that's what you want.
It is. Now, I wish I had a better quality video of that because the video's not that great. I'm thankful I even have anything of it. I went on YouTube and put in the closed captioning. And even put in the title, click CC for closed captioning.
Right.
But still, nobody reads that. They're just like, I can't hear a thing. I can't understand it.
Right.
I wish I had a better quality version.
Oh, that's so good, though, man.
Thank you.
With respect to, and obviously I know you and Nate are very close, and he's been super supportive as you have to him. But to have Aaron and Dusty to be willing to do that, to open for you and to help you, I mean, that's got to be really special because you guys have all kind of been on this journey together.
Yeah, absolutely. We're good friends on and off the podcast, and we have a constant text chain going all the time. So I'm honored that they want to do it, and I'm thrilled, and that'll get some excitement because most people who are fans of me are also fans of those guys.
Yeah.
So it's just going to make for a great night.
I think I've told this story before, but like 10 to 12 years ago, something like that, I went to a show at Zany's, and I could not tell you whose show it was, but Dusty was the opener. And Dusty, I mean, this was like he was just kind of starting out. And I laughed my butt off.
Yeah.
Like, I thought he was hilarious. And I went up to him after. I was like, hey, man, that was awesome. And we kind of got to know each other, and I was doing a Saturday morning show at the time, and I got Dusty to come in studio. He had like a burnt CD that he had made of his stuff, and now to kind of see what he's become has just been and we've run into each other at times, and he at least pretends like he remembers me whenever I see him.
And
but
you don't remember the headliner?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I think that was me.
No, it wasn't you.
Great job, Chase.
It was somebody was in town. I mean, we had him on the show or something like that. Yeah. And I don't know if it was like a Ralphie May or somebody, but Dusty was just starting out and had opened up, and now all you guys are at this different level now, which is really cool.
I mean, Dusty's got 2 Netflix specials. He's
his bit that he does about Travis Tritt and breaking down the song.
Yeah,
like I played that for my girlfriend recently, and I was like, and he probably would say that it's so dumb that it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Like it's just so perfect.
Yeah. Nashville, I think I said this last time I was here, it's become a big hub for clean comedians.
Yes.
And that's mainly because of Nate, but so many other comics that are doing really, really well, and they're clean.
Yeah.
Austin's developed this big comedy scene out there with Joe Rogan and Tony Hitchcliffe with Kill Tony, and just a lot of great comics out there. But Nashville has developed like the big clean comedy scene, so it's just interesting.
Well, I mean, Kathleen Madigan, John Christ, you, Dusty, Aaron, and everybody is great. Brian Bates is with us. You're playing the Opry what number time is this playing the Opry?
I think it's 16 or 17.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
When you do that, what's the advice you give? Do you look at the crowd? Do you look at a certain section? Do you not look at the crowd at all? I mean, how do your body language when you're up on stage at the Opry? I couldn't imagine being up there.
Yeah, I try to look at the crowd. I try to, obviously not just, zone in on some lady and make her feel uncomfortable.
I do that all the time.
Then I'm like, oh, man, I've been looking at her too long.
Right.
But I try to, spread around, and I try to remember, be in the moment, and even look up in the stands and things like that. I mean, not in the stand, you know what I mean, the upper deck and stuff. And I try to, yeah. I try not to, really focus on a person, but just kind of look in different directions.
Yeah, what's that do when you're there? I mean, you got all these old Opry people come up, hey, Brian, you're like, God, who is that guy? Because backstage, I've been back there one time.
Yeah.
It is wonderful because
there's a reason for that.
Billion.
A picture of him on the wall.
There's a billion people back there, and it's kind of tough to concentrate.
Yeah, we all have our own dressing room, and I don't venture out too much because I feel like I shouldn't even be there. You know what I mean? So I don't go wandering trying to go into somebody's dressing room and hit it up. But you meet them. It's all these old country guys like T. Graham Brown. I think he's on the show that I'm doing Saturday, and the Opry Square Dancers, and just all that stuff.
Chase wants to be part of those. If you could arrange that, Brian. Do you have? I know you have different. Do you have different jokes for different audiences? Like you came off a trip to Florida last week. Did you have different jokes there that you would not tell in the Opry, and Opry jokes you tell down there, or what?
Well, in that case, I was running my set that I'm doing for the special, so I pretty much stuck to that 30-minute set. And I'm a clean comic, so I don't have to – I should say this. Those shows were at churches. Now, usually if I'm in a church, I'll change it up a little bit. I'm clean, but I got a couple of jokes that are probably too dark for a church.
Right.
And maybe put in a little church material. So it's probably 80% the same in a church than it would be at a club. But in this case, since I was running my special, it was basically 100%.
Oh, that's great. You ever do hey, what about this Jesus guy? He's got 12 friends.
Yeah.
I got 2 friends. What's going on there? I mean,
I'll use that.
Don't.
You'll get the vaudeville hook.
I want to hear about your comedy career.
Okay.
Last time I was on, you guys were getting ready to head to Key West.
That's right.
All right. We will talk about that coming up next with Brian Bates. He's got, again, a special at the Lab at Zanies. You can still get tickets for the Sunday night show. Just go to zanies.com and check that out. We'll have more with Brian coming up next from Tennessee Brew Works. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Chasing Big Joe on this Tuesday at Tennessee Brew Works, 102.5 The Game. Continuing with Brian Bates. He's going to be at Zanies coming up both Sunday and Monday, doing a special on Monday, which is sold out. So that's at the Lab at Zanies. But you can still get tickets, and I think we just sold a couple for Sunday night.
Yeah, there you go. So it's always fun. The first time you did Zanies, you knew about Zanies, but was it like, oh, my God, I'm on the stage now? What was it like?
Yeah, and I had it was my graduation class for my stand-up comedy class that I took. We did a graduation show. We all got 3 minutes.
Which is an eternity, by the way.
It was an eternity for that time. So – Chase Honor said you did 20 in your debuts, and
for like 5 people, but still,
it's okay.
It was
all right.
The funniest thing was, I got up there, and that's when a little bit of the nervousness hit.
Yeah,
and I knew that I needed like a kind of an icebreaker, and so the way the stage was set up, like the audience, the front row was right there at the stage. And so I stand up and I go, just a warning tonight for those of you sitting here in the front row, you might get wet during the show. And then I look at this old guy that just looks like he doesn't want to be there and go, especially you, sir. And he kind of is like, what? and that just kind of
broke the ice.
Yeah. And I just kind of went after it at that point. But,
standing ovation at the end?
For me leaving, yes. No, I thought we all did well. I mean, Dr. Crane did his.
You're sweet to say that.
We're not going to talk about that.
You're very sweet to say that, Chase. But
I thought it was fine.
So I got heckled, right? So my thing, Brian, was there's a guy who goes around America and he wears a T-shirt that says the word. It's a stop sign.
Okay.
And he trolls Tesla drivers because the Tesla will read his shirt. and they'll stop. Then they get a stop sign. And he goes around, and I'm thinking, who has the time to do this?
Yeah.
Why do you want to do this? An old man in the crowd is a Tesla driver.
Yeah.
I mean, wants to whip my ass, right? And he won't stop to the point where I almost go whip his ass, right? Because he is yelling at me, and he wouldn't stop.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
he hated all of us because of that.
Hated. I mean, it's just a joke, right?
Wait a minute. I feel like you've left out some. What's the joke?
Exactly. He just goes around. My joke was like, who has the time to put on a Tesla shirt?
You told that on stage.
Yeah, a stop sign shirt to troll Tesla drivers.
Yes.
I mean, who thinks of that?
Yes.
And he's like, I got from Nashville, you can go to hell. And he just starts screaming at us. But he took it too far, right? To where he was pointing at me and kind of leaning in. And look, it takes a lot to get me going, right? But when you cross a certain line, then we got something, right? So I'd never been heckled before. I found it fast, and Chase and Dr. Crane were laughing the whole time. So I don't know if you've ever been heckled. I don't know what to do from that.
It's amazing that I do shows every weekend and never have anything like that. You guys go down to Key West and start a bar fight.
Yeah.
It's like Roadhouse.
5 minutes. Yeah, and that was it, man. So, and you've never –
I mean, nothing
There's
like
a
that.
few, right?
Was he anti-Tesla? And
No, he drove a Tesla.
drove a
He was
Tesla.
mad that
But
Joe
seems
was
like
making
he
fun of Teslas.
Oh, but it sounds like you were on his side, though, right?
Thank you.
Because you were saying, who has the time to do that?
Yeah, I mean, true. Like Sigmund Freud had been like, you know what? I'm good with this one. I'm not. You guys are nuts. I'm out of this.
Yeah. He didn't even listen to what you were saying.
Nothing at all like that. But it was, you try to get. Most of them didn't land.
Yeah.
Right. So you just keep going. Right. I mean, we're not experienced at that. We do a dumb 3-hour radio show. We just keep going and going and going.
Yeah.
But that's you versus the world, man.
Yeah, I've really never had anything like that I can remember. I have a video on YouTube where I used to tell this joke years ago, and I'd say, this is when I was single. My friends say, you need to get out there and sow your wild oats. And I'd say, apparently, I don't know how to farm. And there's a little bit more to it.
Right.
One night at Zany's, this guy in the crowd, I say that, and the guy goes, maybe you need a bigger tractor.
Oh, wow.
And it was loud enough that enough people heard it, I couldn't just ignore it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So I acknowledged it. I let people laugh, and then I was like, sorry, I would be mad about that, but that's a great line. I'm going to use that. That's fantastic. And, and I posted that video, and it's gotten tons of views too.
Well, what's your advice to the Joe Dubin and Chase McCabe's of the world who are like, I want to get up there and do that? Because like Chase was talking about, once you get up there, it's like, oh, God, what now? What's your advice for those who are thinking about doing this?
There's so much that goes through your head, and even with hecklers, like, it's rare that someone is trying to show you up, like make you look dumb. You know what I mean? It's usually drunk people who have just had too much drink and think they're helping the show by commenting. But even that, I'm constantly weighing, is it worth stopping my act to address what they're doing? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a balance. I did a show of the night at Zany's. A woman on the front row right underneath me. Every joke I would say, she would go, stop it. Just stop it. To the point where it was annoying, and I almost stopped to make fun of her.
Yes.
But nobody else, she wasn't saying it loud, so probably no one else could even hear it except me. So I'm like, I'm not going to stop my act when I'm the only one that even knows, because it'll look like I'm picking on her
Yeah.
if nobody else even heard her. Now, if it's a drunk, loud person that's annoying me, they're probably annoying everybody in the crowd. So the crowd's usually on your side.
Oh, when you do the Opry Saturday, I know at Zany's there's a light, right?
Yeah.
They're like, all right, wrap it up.
Yeah.
What do you have at Opryland? I mean, at the Grand Ole Opry House.
They have a big clock in the back of the room, and, man, it's pressure because they'll tell you – sometimes they'll change your time if Brad Paisley goes long or something. They'll say cut your time from 12 to 8. Or sometimes if somebody goes short, they'll say do 2 extra minutes. And right before you go out there, they'll tell you that. And they just have a clock with the actual time on there. So, like, if you're supposed to start at 8:12 and you're doing a 12-minute set, you got to get off at 8:24. You got to do the math in your head. And
so not like the ghost of Grandpa Jones coming about the shoe to hit you or anything like that?
Well, they do have – you don't have to do this, but I choose it, and I think a lot of comics do. There's the band stays up there while you're performing.
Oh, yeah.
They just sit there, and the piano guy will give you a key at the 1 minute mark when there's 1 minute left. So if you listen on the radio, you'll hear a little ding, ding.
Name that tune.
Yeah.
Brian, get off the stage.
And that's my cue to wrap it up.
Oh, that's great. Can you do one more segment with us?
Yeah,
Okay,
of course.
okay, good.
Awesome. We will have more with Brian Bates, the very funny Brian Bates. Coming up next, Chase and Big Joe, live from Tennessee Brew Works on 102.5 The Game.